Welcome to the cursed colours of Rajasthan. In the heart of this ancient land, where vibrant hues dance under the sun, a dark secret lingers. A secret that whispers through the winds and hides in the shadows. Brace yourselves, for this tale is not for the faint of heart. Prepare to be haunted. Our story begins in the bustling town of Rajasthan, a place known for its lively markets and joyous celebrations. But beneath the surface, something sinister is about to unfold. As the town prepares for the festival of Holi, an ominous presence starts to make itself known. Amidst the festive preparations, we follow Ramesh, a young merchant navigating through the crowded marketplace. His eyes catch sight of a vendor in a dark alley, offering colours at an unusually low price. The vendor, his face hidden in shadows, speaks with an eerie tone. "Vendor, these colours, they bring joy, but some stains never wash away." Ignoring the unsettling warning, Ramesh buys the colours, unaware of the darkness he is about to unleash. As the festival begins, Ramesh and his friends throw colours into the air, laughing and celebrating. But these colours, they are different, darker, with a strange shimmer. Suddenly, a foul stench fills the air, like decayed flesh. Friends start coughing, their skin burning. The colours begin to pulsate unnaturally, and high-pitched whispers surround them. One friend collapses, convulsing, his eyes rolling back. The joyous celebration turns into a nightmare, marking the beginning of their cursed fate. As night falls, Ramesh jolts awake, drenched in sweat. He hears faint scratching from the walls. Slowly he looks toward the mirror, and oh, there it is, a shadow moving on its own in the reflection. Suddenly he sees a faceless figure behind him. He turns quickly, but no one is there. A whispered voice echoes, "You bought them. Now you must pay the price." The curse tightens its grip on Ramesh. The nights grow longer, the shadows deeper. The air around him thickens with an unseen malevolence. Every step he takes, every breath he draws, feels heavier, as if the very essence of his being is slowly being consumed. Ramesh's skin begins to darken in places where the colours had touched him. His friends start acting strangely. One is found in a corner, muttering incessantly, drawing a faceless figure over and over again. A neighbour with a grave expression warns him about a vendor who died in a fire years ago, yet is still seen selling colours. A flashback sequence reveals a burning figure standing in the market, screaming in agony. Ramesh starts hallucinating, seeing a man in white, faceless, just watching him. As the clock strikes midnight, his door creaks open on its own. He walks through his house, his steps shaky, hearing a child laughing in the distance. With a sudden jolt, he looks under his bed. The faceless vendor is staring right at him. Ramesh visits an old sage. The old sage's voice echoes, "These colours, they were cursed with the blood of the dead." Ramesh learns that everyone who buys from the faceless vendor disappears within a year. The glitches become stronger, suggesting the spirit is aware of his actions. The horror escalates. Desperate, Ramesh performs a ritual to break the curse. He burns the leftover colours, but the flames burn blue. Vendor, VO. You cannot erase what has been marked. His house shakes violently. Objects fly across the room. A ghostly hand emerges from the ashes, reaching for him. Ramesh wakes up in the marketplace. Nobody recognizes him. He looks into a mirror on a vendor's stall. His own face is missing. He has become the faceless vendor. Ramesh begins selling the same colours he once bought to a new unsuspecting customer. Now, a new man buys the colours and the cycle continues. Varanasi, the spiritual capital of India, is a place of devotion, rituals, and deep-rooted traditions. During Holi, the festival of colours, the city transforms into a chaotic yet mesmerizing spectacle. Streets overflow with people drenched in bright powders, drums echo through narrow alleys, and laughter fills the air. But behind this joyous celebration, a darker legend lingers, one that few outsiders know about. Among the thousands of visitors, a group of students had arrived in Varanasi to experience the festival in its most authentic form. They wandered through the vibrant streets, soaking in the energy. That evening, near an ancient temple, they came across an old man selling bhang Thandai, a cannabis-infused drink known for its intoxicating effects. Encouraged by the festive spirit, they decided to try it. As the night deepened, the students began to feel the effects of the bhang. At first it was harmless, laughter, dizziness, and a dreamlike haze. But soon something felt off. One of them, Arjun, suddenly froze. His breathing became heavy, his face pale. Then, in a voice that wasn't his own, he spoke, "The water, it's pulling me down. I can't breathe." His friends tried to snap him out of it, but Arjun's behavior grew erratic. He clutched his chest, gasping, eyes wild with terror. Then, without warning, he bolted, rushing towards the river as if something was calling him. His friends screamed, chasing after him, but it was too late. Arjun had jumped into the dark, cold waters of the Ganges. Once Arjun was pulled from the water, he collapsed, unconscious. The next morning, shaken and confused, his friends sought answers. When they spoke to the locals, their worst fears were confirmed. "This happens every few years," an old man told them. "Someone from out of town drinks bhang, hears the voice and tries to drown themselves. Some say it's the spirit of a young man who died in the river long ago, on Holi night, a death that was never meant to happen." Arjun recovered, but he never spoke about that night again. The students left Varanasi, their holy experience forever changed. To this day, some believe the river holds the spirit of that lost soul, forever trapped between life and death. And when Holi returns, so does he. Holi, the festival of colours, a time of joy, laughter and celebration. In a small village in Bihar, Holi was more than just a festival. It was a tradition passed down for generations. But with a warning. Elders always told children, "Celebrate but return home before sunset." Few questioned why until one fateful night when a group of teenagers decided to ignore the warning and learned the truth the hard way. The village was never the same again. As the village burst into a riot of colours, elders repeated their age-old warning, "Do not stay out after dark." But to the younger generation, it was nothing more than an old superstition. They laughed, carefree, oblivious to the shadows growing longer as the sun began to set. A few teenagers, too caught up in the excitement, paid no heed. As the sky turned deep orange, they continued playing, their laughter echoing through the emptying streets. The villagers began retreating to their homes, but the boys stayed behind, unaware that something else was watching them from the shadows. As darkness settled, an eerie silence took over, and then it began. A sound, faint at first, laughter, high-pitched. Unnatural. The boys froze. They looked around, but there was no one in sight. The laughter grew louder, closer. Yet the streets remained empty. The boys' hearts pounded. Panic set in. They turned to run, but something stopped them. Colours, bright and vivid, came flying at them from the darkness. But these weren't ordinary colours. As they touched their skin, a burning sensation spread across their bodies. They screamed in pain. The colours weren't festive, they were something else, something sinister, something malevolent. Heart pounding, feet stumbling, they ran, desperate to escape the unseen force. The laughter followed them, echoing through the empty village. With every step, the pain grew worse, as if invisible hands were reaching out, grabbing them. They could feel the terror closing in. But the nightmare wasn't over. As they looked in the mirror, horror gripped them. The colours had left marks. Hand-shaped burns seared into their skin as though someone or something had touched them. The marks were a chilling reminder of the terror they had experienced. The next morning, the entire village gathered. The boys, trembling, showed their burns. That's when the truth was revealed. Decades ago, on a night just like this, a group of men had vanished. Right from the very spot where the boys had been playing, they were never found. Only their laughter remained, haunting the village ever since. The mystery was finally understood. The elders had always known the truth. Holi was a time of celebration, but also of caution. Some spirits never leave. Some memories refuse to fade. And in this village, laughter is not always a sign of joy. Beware the shadows. A faint, ghostly laughter echoes one last time, before fading into an eerie silence that lingers.